We're going to go to the isometrics portion of the training for this workshop. And isometrics is a thing that gets a hugely bad rap among strength people, okay, depending on which camp you talk to. And to some people, it is beyond the holy grail of what is muscle building or whatever. And then to some people, it is the most useless, overblown piece of crap that anyone has ever come up with. And I'm going to tell you where I sit. I sit in the middle of it because I think it can be one of the greatest adjunctive techniques that you will ever do. And here's where isometrics, a couple things where isometrics gets a bad rap, and I'm going to defeat those up close, okay, to start with. The people who talk about isometrics in overly glowing terms will tell you that you can do nothing but isometrics and become the strongest human ever to live, lifting massive weights without ever actually having lifted a massive weight, lifting an actual weight. Not going to happen, okay? And the opposite people will tell, the other people will tell you the opposite thing. Well, if you do isometrics and you're just literally a waste of time. But there's a million functional examples of where you can, people have used isometrics both historically and do. And I believe this about isometrics. If you track every movement of the human body, you are already doing significant isometric contractions in everything that you do. In fact, people talk about, okay, I think the fastest way to get really, truly strong is standing exercises, barbell squats, deadlifts, and probably barbell or dumbbell, kettlebell, some kind of a press standing overhead. Guess what? The largest percentage of your body in contraction during those movements is not the prime mover muscles. It is the isometric component of the body. That is, it is the non-moving muscles that are contracting as hard as they can to support the frame of the body, not the ones actually pushing that frame up and down. And I probably should have started off by saying isometric means non-moving strength exertion. Okay, it means just something you're not moving. It really has applications across every part of sport and every part of martial arts, especially to strongman, to bending. And I think it can be one of the greatest things to overcome sticking points. And I think there's applications. The real application to me that I think nobody really explored, except possibly Steve Justa and Bruce Lee. And what a combination to talk about. And I don't think Bruce Lee did it on purpose. I think he just fell into his lap that way, is the fat burning piece of it. And this is the craziest thing to say. I can't back this up because I'm not a science guy. I've actually believed it is one of the only ways for possible, as much as it is remotely possible, to create spot reduction in a particular, because almost all fat burning is done through pure overall body. It's an entire organism issue. When you burn fat, you don't burn it in one place, you burn it all over. But isometrics is a whole other situation because you can so condense the contractions of what you do that you can essentially condense into 1 minute 40, 50 reps of contraction. And you're literally so quadrupling the workload, and because of the static, it just creates an entirely different intracellular environment. It's a whole other situation. So let me kind of jump back and go where I was with that. You're already doing it, okay? If you're squatting, the prime moving muscles are your quadriceps. Now your hips, hamstring, back are also actually moving because no one maintains a completely upright spine. So your spine is actually flexing slightly forward and then flexing backward. Your back is actually helping you to lock out. Your hips are involved. The whole body is involved. But the majority of the muscles, the pressure is coming from here and then the hip. But the rest of it is mostly isometric contraction. That means from here up and there down, and even during other parts of the actual moving lift, when the quadriceps are taking over, this is so functionally at some point throughout the lift, every muscle in your body fires both isometrically. Fires isometrically, and only like 30% of the muscle in your body actually fires concentrically or actually moving the weight. Same with deadlifts. The reason you're able to maintain any position at any point anywhere is because the muscles of your abdominals or every other part of the body fire. They statically hold you in place. And I believe it's probably the fastest way and best way to build abdominal strength. And most of the work that your abdominals are actually supposed to do is isometric.